Hey you guys, on today's episode I am doing the long-awaited truck rig walk around. That's right! You guys have been begging and asking to know what is behind this truck and this rig, and today is the day that I am here in beautiful southern Utah and we're going to talk all things truck. So, you know, there's many Tacomas out there, but this one is mine and I'm going to tell you why. So, without further ado, let's get started. Yeah! Okay, so let's get started. This is a 2015 Toyota Tacoma. It is the TRD Sport Edition, although it's not really a sport anymore. I'd consider it an off-road, but it's got the hood scoop. And let's see, it currently has 130,000 miles. I've had it since I rolled it day one off of the lot with 6 miles on it. And this is my dream truck. I always wanted a Tacoma, and one day I got the keys and rolled it off the lot. So this is a dream come true, literally. For performance wise, I guess we should start with that. I haven't done any performance mods or anything like that. That's all stock, just kind of left it as is. I would say, I guess underneath though, it is re-geared to 488s. That has helped significantly. I know a lot of people kind of are on the fence about it. Take my advice and go somewhere very reputable and get it done right the very first time. You won't have an issue. But they're awesome. I think it's worth upgrading. It's worth the money and the investment. So the truck handles just a little bit better and I'm happy with it for sure. Let's move on up to the front of the bumper, shall we? Up front, I have the Bay Area Metal Fab front bumper. These guys are from out of California. Jerry is awesome. This was actually the prototype for the second gen Tacomas, and I got it. So that's pretty sweet. They've made some great improvements since then. Up front to go along with this bumper is a Heretic Studios 36-inch light bar, I do believe. These are actually amber pod lights. I got those off of Amazon, and they work amazingly well. Factor 55 flat link, recommend those. Behind that I have an Engo winch that actually doesn't work. Working on getting that replaced, but it broke when I had to do a really big recovery. Whoops! Retrofitted headlights. These have been nothing but a pain in my ass. So looking into a new market to get something else instead. Let's see. Hood scoops for decoration. We all know that. So working our way back along the truck, these are Mcneil 2-inch fiberglass fenders. A lot of people have really mixed thoughts about these. I love them, and the reason that I went with them is because I hated the two pieces that come on the stock OEM fenders. I hated them. They broke off all the time, the clips kept coming off, and I would just have fenders bend and flap all over the place. And moving on down. Welcome to the undercarriage of my truck. All right, up front, what do we have here? This is a 2.5-inch mid-travel total chaos kit. Those are 700-pound springs, and they've worked very well so far. I just had a bunch of work done. The uniballs were replaced, bushings were replaced. I had a lot of work done. So they're ready to rumble, and they've been super awesome. I've got some nice aftermarket fender covers back there. I got those off of Tacoma World. Probably in the link below, I'll give you the link to the guy that sells those. They've been awesome, been super happy about them, great product. I love supporting people that make their own products. Those are lower control arms, everything else is kind of stock. Just the mid-travel setup. And you know what, that's been perfect for what I need. People kind of talk about wanting long travel. I personally don't. That's just my opinion though. So what shoes do I have on this bad boy? Well, everybody asks. These are two 65 70R 17s. These are the Falcon Wild Peak AT3W. Ooh, sorry about that, AT3W. And I've loved these things. I'm hoping to get another set to keep rolling around on the road, but they haven't let me down yet. These are Stealth Custom Series Ray 10s in the limited edition brushed gold color. All right, moving on. What do we got up here? So this is a Heretic Studios pod lights, ditch lights. They've worked pretty well. Been pretty happy about them. This is my Midland, supposed to be extended radio antenna. Does it work? No, but there it is. So actually instead, I've got this little radio antenna, and that one has worked amazingly. I don't know what it is, Midland, I don't know guys, but that one doesn't work and paid extra for it, whatever. So, all right, as we migrate down the length of the truck. Oh, plasti dip Tacomas, cause you know. Oh, and this guy, he's awesome. He makes these really good stickers. I'll put the link in his description below. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names, but I'll link that one too. So he makes these great decals and I see them all the time. So good for you, buddy. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people making them, but I'm gonna tag the exclusive guy that sent me these. So heck yeah, dude. All right, my Tacoma, you know, fun decals. The badass Brunette logo. Hey. Yeah, this was by Envision Automotive up in Salt Lake City, Utah. They did the decals on this and they did a bang up job. So I love the look. It's definitely grown on me and a lot of people say they love the look as well. So that's reassuring and I love it. It makes my truck very unique, that is for sure, and stands out like crazy. Hey, trail damage. I'm not afraid to get my truck scratched. Come on, you guys. I have a lot of pinstriping on this thing. All right, up top, what do we got here? This is my recovery gear center, if you will. I have the blue 48-inch high lift jack. The blue is actually the Patriot Edition, if you didn't know. So supposedly supporting veterans and those who served our country. So I'm all for that, and I thank you guys, those of you who have served. So once in a while somebody calls that out and is like, that's the Patriot Edition. Yes, it is, but also blue, because come on, truck blue. This is the STEP22 Gear high lift cover, as well as the silencing attachments. I think right now they're on back order, but Adam is working hard to get those back in inventory for you guys. These make a world of difference. I'll also give a link below so you guys can go straight to this website. Sign up for the email notifications so that you know when it's back in stock. These things make a big difference though, I'm not even kidding. And then go with a real cover, if you will, because the OG one just falls apart and disintegrates. I've had this one on all summer now, and dude, it's been awesome. It's awesome. Just buy once, cry once, okay, guys? That's what I have to recommend. So Max Tracks, of course, we all know Max Tracks. I don't mind that they're rigid. I know a lot of people like, you know, conversations with the Go Treads and whatnot, but I mean, for me, I was like, yeah, they're blue. And guess what? I had a place for them. I specifically designed this camper to have this equipment on the outside, and that's just how this works. Please stay tuned because the next walk around video, I'll actually give a tour of the inside of this camper. It's gonna be too long of a video to do it all in once, so stay tuned because the camper rig walk around video is coming up. What do we got here? So my rear suspension is actually long traveled suspension. There is a lot of custom work going on back here. Let's start with the 14-inch, 16-inch dual bypass King shocks. So these are some hefty boys, and they go up through the bed. There's a bed cage. Obviously you see the hoop that disappears, and there's a bed cage that goes through the bed of the truck, and these go up there. This was all done prior to considering getting a camper, and then that was a challenge to try to cover up those holes. But regardless, here we are, and I have very beefy shocks back here. And again, I think those are 14s, 16s, or something like that. This is the U-bolt flip kit with the Timbren bump stops on it. I'm pretty sure I have yet to slam down on them, but I have them if I need them, and they're there, which is awesome. Now, what springs are these? My, what long springs you have. Yes, I do. Those are Chevy Silverado leaf springs. Again, this is all custom work. No, you cannot fit Chevy springs in stock locations for Tacomas. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. Oh, you're rusty. But yeah, these are Chevy leaf springs, and they've been awesome. Again, I did all this work before I got the camper, and in hindsight, I am actually very glad that I did because they handle the weight very, very well. So that's been awesome. they're quite a sight to see when you see these pearly giant kings under there. It handles the weight of the camper beautifully when a lot of people do complain about sagging leaf spring issues when it's getting a camper, but this has worked for me and I'm gonna just keep rolling with it, I guess. So let's move on around to the back, shall we? Let's go. Okay, welcome to the underside of my truck. Okay, so remember me saying earlier that my truck was not really a sport. That is because there is an e-locker in this differential in this rear axle. Crazy story, this is actually a 4Runner axle. It was swapped out when we did the long travel suspension, and it has the OEM locker in it. Underneath, hidden away where nobody knows or sees, I have two Extreme Outback compressors. Those are two Enduras. There's two up there, and then a 5-gallon tank. This is all where my spare tire used to be, because guess what? The full size doesn't fit under here. No, I am not worried about dust or water or anything like that, because these compressors are made specifically for that. That's why they're awesome, and that's why I feel very safe and confident having them under my truck. I've had them for 4 years now, and they haven't let me down yet. So I highly recommend them if you're in the air compressor market. He's got a nice little bumper. Yes, I love this bumper. So let's talk about it. What is it? So this high clearance dual swing out bumper is from Brute Force Fab, another California company, and I love this bumper. I know it's kind of weird to have two different bumpers from, two different companies, but like, I'm for supporting everybody, I guess. So it's a high clearance, had to be shaved and cut. Thank you, Shane, for doing that. And on the back, there is a jerry can holder for 2 jerry cans. I have gas, and I'm usually running premium in this just because of my dirt bike, which you could also, fill up in regular gas if needed to. And then a Lifesaver jerry can. I can't recommend this piece of kit enough to everybody, because you can literally fill up anywhere and fill up water from a stream or a lake and have drinkable water. That's pretty massive in my opinion. And then this is a 6-pound, it's propane. And everyone always asks where I got that. There's a couple companies now coming out with it, which is pretty sweet, but I got that off a marine store, for boats, and it's the perfect size. But with this bumper, there's a specific mount for it. So it fits this propane tank specifically, which is super awesome. A full-size spare, because, you need to. Let's talk about lights. So these are my Chase lights. Those are amber, obviously, duh. These make a world of difference. I know people are like, why put ambers up there? But when you're in really thick dust, especially with moving with convoys and a lot of people, amber cuts through dust. So people can see these lights better than they can see white light. This is strictly for other people. I don't want somebody to rear end me when they can't see me on the trail, when it's super dusty and cloudy. So that's why I have them. I recommend them very, very highly. So moving down. These are just regular LED pod lights. Another Amazon purchase, nothing too special, but they're bright as hell, and I love them. This bumper's awesome. It's got the tow capabilities. As you guys know, I tow a trailer with my dirt bike, so this bumper does well. It's been awesome. So now we are on the driver's side of the truck. It's bright as heck. And up there I have an Overland Vehicle Systems awning. It's a 270-degree awning, but it also has a part that covers the front as well. I love the awning. Not so much a fan of the brand and the name behind the brand, but it's on my truck. And I'll use it until something else goes on there to replace it. All right, I guess before I hop in the truck, one more outside thing. I do have solar panels up on top of the camper. I'll touch more on them in the camper video, but they do come into play because they help charge the secondary battery, which is in the camper, but that almost exclusively powers my fridge, which is inside the cab of the truck? I'm sure that question will get asked, so answering it for you right now. But yes, those are two 100-watt solar panels from Renogy. They've worked pretty well so far, and yeah, they're up there. I suppose a question that may come up is, are these aftermarket fenders in the back? No, clearly they're not. I did not go that route. Why? Because talking with Taco Dust, Jason, thank you very much. We had a great conversation about putting a camper on fiberglass. That's a bit of a flimsy foundation to put a camper on, so I chose not to. And it actually doesn't look too bad to me. It's got a wide body front. I kind of like it. Step into my palace. Oh, here's the captain's seat. Many a mile have been logged in this here yonder spot. Right away, this is a code 4 LED switch panel. There are 8 buttons to behold, and it's worked pretty well so far. And definitely for one of the cheaper options out there, it's pretty good. It turns the switches on and off. That's more than you can ask. I used to have these. These are actually all disconnected on the other side, but man, they're funny. I kind of miss them. So let's see. Continuing on. Hey, there is a Midland Radio. So those are my two antennas, one of which doesn't work. Okay, I'm gonna hop up in here. Woo! All right, I mean, nothing too crazy. Everything's pretty much stock. I don't have any of the fancy get-ups out here. I've got my RAM mount for my phone and the little GoPro mount. Again, that's hooked on with double-sided sticky tape, industrial grade. Dude, it doesn't come off. Like, that thing is on there solid. So if people have been wanting to add stuff to their dash without drilling holes, that's a great way to do it. So check Amazon. Stuff's amazing. I guess one of the cool things about this truck is the plethora of patches. Do you see your patch? Companies, people, some artsy ones. I mean, I've got it all, and I've been collecting patches for, oh gosh, since this started, 7 years, 6 years. So it's been a process, but people are always amazed at, holy cow, check that out. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Patch goals, so people say. And also my favorite sticker of them all, remember stupid, you have to drive us home. It's gotten me out of a lot of, oh, hey, you guys want to see something cool? I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but look it. So I kind of like having little inspirational things. I had a dream board, I suppose, when I wanted to get this truck. And this photo was on my dream board to, like, you know, eyes on the prize. Remember to myself that I wanted a Tacoma. Look it! Do you know who that is? That's DEFCON Bricks. But he doesn't know it. Maybe I'll tag him in this photo, but like, that's his truck. And I had that printed off for years, and my truck at one point looked almost identical to that. So, isn't that cool? Hopefully that's a cool story. I hope you guys find that kind of cool. But, yeah. Anyway, so, I have a little leveler for my camper. It's the, like, left to right. I'm gonna thank Solo Artist for that, because I saw that he had one up there. That's a great idea! It's a combination of great ideas, right? Like, you see somebody do it, and you think that's awesome. I'm gonna do that. It's not stealing, it's sharing. Okay, let's move to the back, shall we? All right. In the back here, woo, it's gonna be a little messy. I apologize, because hey, I live on the road full time. But I did the rear seat delete. Right now I have a Snowmaster dual zone fridge freezer combo, and it's been working well so far. So on passenger side, again, rear seat deletes. And on this side, I have like a couple little cubbies. I got a tool bag for some tool rolls. But yeah, these cubbies I got off of Amazon as well. Just to hold some gear stuff, you know, like I've got, that's really hard to see, but you know, just like my zip tie stuff. There's my air compressor hose, maybe some nuts and bolts, things like that. But I mean, nothing too crazy or special about those. And yeah. So there's that guy, there's another one up here, and then just kind of whatever, nice flat surface, maybe for a dog one day. Got my STEP22 tool roll for if ever you need to. I got this thing at the Adventure Van Expo, I want it. Do I use it? No, but it's there. And yeah, so nothing special. Again, just that plywood base. It's nothing too crazy, but oh, one of the cool things, and I will thank Overland, our Overland Life, Brett and Liz, for this idea. So this is like my hammock, this is my little attic, I suppose. So this is just a cargo net for the back of a car, and I put it up onto the ceiling. I kind of horribly jimmy rigged it. Don't ask me how I did it, you just kind of figure it out. It's nothing special. But this is for things like my hats and some jackets, and I've got gloves up here. Just kind of things that are like grab and go that, you know, beanies and things, maybe it's really cold weather, but it's stuff that you might need and it's not away somewhere. So just keeps it nice and organized. I am all about that. So this is the back of my truck. So I do try to keep things nice and organized. It really does get to me when I got stuff piled up everywhere and it's disorganized and chaotic and I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's kind of nice. Nothing fancy about this side. So that guy's recording audio for me. But yeah, that's my truck. That's the inside of it. Nothing fancy. Don't go breaking into my truck, please. That would be great. Yeah, there's nothing. So there we are. All right, guys, that is a wrap on my truck rig walk around. I've covered the inside, I've covered the outside. Hopefully I answered all of your dying questions that you've been holding on to forever. Hopefully I covered everything. If you're curious about the camper, that is going to be in the second walk around video. This one's long enough. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that one. And yeah, if you have any questions, if I missed anything, I probably did, leave them in the comments below. I'll answer them the best that I can. And that's it. That's all we got. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you all so very much. And I will see you on the next video. Farewell. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. Adios. Goodbye. Help your girl out, right? Like, share, comment, subscribe, all those things. Love you all. See you next time.